NCIS returns, part of CBS Premiere Week.
Hey, NCIS Origins fans.
We'll be back.
NCIS Origins returns Tuesday, October 6th, part of CBS Premiere Week.
Lots of sunshine on the way for your Wednesday. A touch cooler for us here in Marquette. Other places should get to that mid to upper 70s range. Make sure to stay tuned. A full look at your forecast is coming up next.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, we'll have all the latest election results that we have so far and tell you what the polls were like in Marquette County today. Plus, we'll head over to Delta County to hear what the turnout was like there today. And we're live in Detroit, where Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson celebrated her Democrat nomination for governor earlier tonight. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Welcome in. A first look at your forecast on this Tuesday night as we prepare for your Wednesday. Also preparing for maybe some cooler temperatures, but at least it's a mostly rain-free day across the Upper Peninsula. The amount of sunshine you get just depends. Places like Newberry going to be in the overcast side of things, maybe even a few stray raindrops out towards the eastern half of the UP, but we should get plenty of sunshine throughout the morning and afternoon, and maybe even continuing that throughout the evening. So we'll take a closer look at your forecast in just a few short minutes.
Kelly, thank you very much. And we are still waiting for many of tonight's primaries results to roll in, but we do have some to report out of Alger County. Starting off with the 911 emergency phone dispatch system millage renewal, it's been approved by voters. Total votes for yes, 1,471 and 442 for no. Next, the senior services millage renewal also passes with a large margin, 72% to 28%. And the Alger County Alger Transit Authority millage was also successful with 65% of voters voting yes and 35% no. Now, we are continuing to monitor election results as they come in. Obviously, there is plenty left to come, and you can follow along with the latest updates on WZMQ19.com. And this election day, voters around Marquette showed up to make their decisions for statewide officials, county officials, and local villages. WZMQ's Andrew Hands has the details on what the polls looked like today.
The voters that took the time to go out there today and vote, I thank them for that.
With an average of over 20 names and two sides on today's ballot, this year's primary election is nowhere short of active.
Even people who thought ahead and got an absentee ballot had a lot to think about on this ballot, and they kind of sat on them for a while trying to figure things out, and they are now realizing it's election day. So we're getting a lot of traffic.
While those absentee ballots become more and more common, the polls around the city of Marquette were still plenty full of voters, marking the start of a strong election season. Throughout the county, 2 millages were at the hands of the voters, including an expansion of veteran services and a renewal of MarkTran operations. The 96th District Court Judge position and a Marquette County Commission seat were also of importance. The city clerk says these races have tipped the scales of voter turnout at certain precincts.
And Precinct 2 is a smaller precinct, but Precinct 2 is also the only precinct in the city that doesn't have a county board race on it. So I think that, interest in some of those county level seats might be driving a little bit of interest.
As the even years bring a lot more voters to the table, the county says it expects this full ballot to up that number significantly this year.
So for the primary, normally it runs between about 20 to 28% of a turnout. So we're really plugging today to try and see if we can get those numbers to like 40%. That would be amazing for a primary.
Although results will be announced tonight, these are not officially finalized until certified by the County Board of Canvassers, which will take place publicly on Thursday at 9 a.m. in the county clerk's office.
They're always unofficial tonight, so look at the spreads, see how they're looking. You can get a general idea. We usually don't see much change. However, if you got some close race, you never know.
In Marquette, Andrew Hands, WZMQ 19 News.
In Delta County today, voters were asked to decide the future of 2 public services. Now, we are still waiting on the results from that particular election, but our Escanaba Bureau reporter Lily Simmons tells us what turnout was like and why poll workers and voters say primaries are crucial.
At Escanaba Precinct 4, Election Day morning started off fairly quiet, but foot traffic steadily gained momentum throughout the afternoon.
Primaries generally are not as busy as the general election that'll be coming up in November. However, I think that we were anticipating maybe a lower turnout than we're already having now, so turnout has been good.
That's largely due to some major ballot initiatives, like a millage proposal for the Delta Area Transit Authority and a millage renewal for solid waste management. A poll worker since 2020, Jody Westerberg, hopes to see turnout continue growing each primary.
Let's change the pattern of having 1 in 4 voters come out. Love to see 3 and 4 voters come out to vote in the primaries, because it makes a difference who's getting on the next ballot in November. Today is important.
That was the same sentiment of voters who visited the polls today, like Michelle Fox.
I think there can be a lot of skepticism about how important it is. If you don't vote, then it definitely isn't important. So it's certainly important to get out there and do whatever little part you can to make your vote count.
She even brought her kids along to see how the process works.
We think voting's really important. Since we're American citizens, we've traveled over the world where people don't have the same rights that we do, so we want to make sure that they know how blessed they are to be in this country.
While primary voter numbers may never reach those of a general election, poll workers were encouraged to see an increased interest this time around.
This is your chance to voice your vote by coming out to vote.
Reporting in Escanaba, Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News.
And once again, be sure to check our website, WZMQ19, for the latest on those results. We are out late tonight in Detroit, keeping an eye on some of these state races in today's primary. It's early in the night for election officials counting up votes, but clerks around the state are reporting a sharp uptick in participation in this primary from the last midterm primary back in 2022. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent, Sophia Murphy, is live in Detroit for us with more from Jocelyn Benson's campaign party. Sophia, what do we know so far?
Absolutely, yes. Like you have already mentioned, some of the biggest news that we got came just after statewide polls closed, just after 9 o'clock Eastern time here. And that was that Jocelyn Benson pulled ahead fast in this Democratic primary for governor, securing the candidacy spot for the Democratic Party in the state. She took the stage shortly after to accept the Democratic nomination for governor, and I've seen congratulations roll in from members of the state's and national parties. We also saw people like the Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist take the stage. He will also be on the ticket in November as the Secretary of State candidate. A few different members from the Senate also took the stage as well. Her former opponent here, ex-Genesee County Sheriff Chris Swanson, conceded shortly after this race was declared and urged his supporters to stay engaged through November and to remember this movement that they've formed together. On the Republican side of things, about 35% of the vote has been counted the last time that I checked before we went live here, but John James has stayed in the lead as the Republican gubernatorial candidate, about 40,000 votes ahead at this moment. But here in Detroit, Benson leaned into one message she'll likely repeat all fall. Who is the next governor actually working for?
That is the question facing voters this fall, my friends. Who do you want Michigan's leaders to work for? The people or the powerful? Well, you all know who I'll work for. I will work for all of you and every Michigander in this state. Not the highest bidder, not corporate interests, not Donald Trump, you.
Now, this is a race, as Lily mentioned a little bit earlier, that has seen way higher turnout than we typically see for a primary, for a midterm election. And that's something that Benson echoed in her speech, and that we've also heard from county clerks and the Deputy Secretary of State, Agogo Devier, who spoke earlier this afternoon as well. Benson is now heading toward a general election where she will be matched up against whoever wins that undecided Republican candidate candidacy. At the moment, it's looking like it'll be John James, who also managed to secure a Trump endorsement earlier this year. That race has been a multi-million-dollar Republican primary. Live in Detroit, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News. Back to you, Kevin.
Sophia, thank you very much. Kelly Rowland has your first warning weather forecast after the break. Plus, big changes are coming to Marquette and Munising thanks to nearly $1.4 million in federal funding. We'll tell you how these projects aim to improve safety and accessibility. And retailers are offering cash and credits for your used items in order to get kids ready to head back to school. We'll have the details on that when we come back.
Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons on WZMQ 19 News.
It's game day in the UP. When the cans are empty and the boxes stack up, don't trash it, recycle it. Recycle 906 accepts cans, cardboard, plastics, and more from across the Upper Peninsula. Game on, recycle on.
Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan.
As a parent, your child's safety is your top priority, especially if your child has autism. Did you know that 50% of children with autism elope, often leading to drownings and other tragic situations? Consider using a home security system designed to ensure your family's safety.
Alert! Front door is open.
Every door has a sensor. When a door opens, a unique chime sounds, and you'll receive instant alerts on your cell phone and home panel.
Alert! Back door is open.
If any door is tampered with, the alarm will wake you immediately. Protect the seniors in your home that may have Alzheimer's or dementia. These conditions are progressive and you will need to have safeguards in place sooner than later. Give peace of mind with an affordable home security system. Your family's safety is everything. Call us today for free installation and low monthly monitoring plans. Call 800-761-3911. A home security system backed by Give Me a Voice, a nonprofit organization.
Here's your WZMQ CBS This is Home Community Calendar. Sophia Murphy reports at 6 and 11 on WZMQ 19 News. Now, from the 19 News Forecast Center, this is WZMQ 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
And welcome back as we rounded off today at 74 degrees. That average is 76. And I just want to point out, because we do have a bit of a cooler day on the way for tomorrow, the fall equinox is not until September 22nd. So we still have technically 49 days left of summer. Now, will all those 49 days feel like summer? That can never be guaranteed, but at least we know we are not into September yet. We just started August. So lots of sunshine to start off tomorrow morning. You can leave the rain gear. We don't need it. We may have a few isolated raindrops left over, more so to the eastern half, but it's rain free for your Wednesday. I'm not too concerned with that, but we are going to see some showers and storms work back into the forecast eventually throughout the week. So Futurecast moving a bit slow at this point, but here's another outlook for you in terms of just the rain. So we stay low for the overnight, and then we start tomorrow morning still low, not seeing that chance of rain even spike up to that chance range past Thursday. So it is going to be a much drier pattern, which means, and I just threw this in here for fun, the outlook for tomorrow in terms of severe thunderstorms, we are just barely clipped into a 0 out of 5 from the Storm Prediction Center. So if we do have some of that moisture still hanging out towards the Munising and Sault Ste. Marie area, it should just be a general thunderstorm, if anything. And also the outlook for the fog, it's not going to be too much of an issue. I would say this is just patchy fog, but even at that, places like Arnold, your visibility will be down to about 3 miles. That's definitely doable. I would say once it gets down to a mile or less, that's how long you can see in front of you before fog would impact it. Then that would be more so of a concern, but we're seeing really no fog issues for tomorrow. But I wanted to look because whenever the skies are clear overnight, the winds are calm. Sometimes we can get that fog fog forming overnight, but we're not seeing the issues with the fog, but we are seeing those calm winds continuing for the overnight and into tomorrow. Start to get a bit breezy once we get to Thursday. Still have the UV, like I said, 49 days left of summer. You still need to have that SPF, especially for your Wednesday and Thursday. That UV is going to be into that very high range, and we dip down slightly to 7 for Friday and through the weekend, and it's not going to be a washout by any means, but when we have those dry pockets with the sun, you have to make sure to have the SPF handy. And this just recently updated. Warmer than average temperatures, I'm still going to put that at least for maybe the 6 to 8 day outlook, but the 8 to 10, kind of splitting the 6 to 10, that's when we go back to those near normal temperatures. So we should be in that seasonal range, mid to upper 70s. There are some days where it gets to the lower 80s, and there will be some cooler days. And we see it all right here on our 7-day. We a lot of times do pack sometimes all 4 seasons into our 7-day. So a bit cooler for tomorrow. We get back to the lower 80s for your Thursday and Friday, and then we're at that seasonal range for the weekend where we should have lots of sunshine and mostly rain-free conditions. And then we go back down to the lower 70s with a few scattered showers for your Monday.
Kelly, thank you very much. Nearly $500,000 in federal funding is coming to Marquette for a new multi-use pathway. The Michigan Department of Transportation announced a TAP grant of just over $480,000 for a Wilson Street multi-use path extension. The path will connect residential neighborhoods, senior citizen housing, grocery stores, and the Iron Ore Heritage Trail.
It meets the goals of the city as far as being a walkable community. It's been part of our community master plan, the active transportation plan, as far as being a future corridor for a multi-use pathway.
Munising also received a TAP grant for over $900,000 for both sidewalk and crosswalk improvements around their schools. Combined, the 2 UP communities are receiving nearly $1.4 million in federal transportation funding. Back to school shopping is adding up. Parents are expected to spend more than $400 per child this year on clothing alone. But before you donate what your kids have outgrown, Christine Lazar shows us how to turn those old clothes into savings.
This could be any clothing that you were going to donate anyway.
We've all been there, driving around with a bag of clothes in our trunk with the intention of dropping it off at a donation center.
All right, so I got 15% off my purchase.
But that used clothing could be used toward new clothing.
I think a lot of people don't realize that you can get money for clothes that you don't want anymore.
Yes, and it's not just selling clothing online. You can actually bring them to retailers to get discounts on purchases.
Why do you think so many people don't know about this?
A lot of these policies aren't widely promoted on the retailers' websites, but there is fine print. You just have to do a little bit more research.
Consumer savings expert Andrea Warrock and I went to the mall to test out some of the trade-in programs, starting with H&M's textile recycling program. Shoppers can bring in any item of used clothing, regardless of the brand. Warrock turned in a few items of clothing her kids had grown out of and walked out with a 15% off coupon to be used that day or any day within the next 6 months.
What I would personally do is to maximize the discount, make sure that I buy multiple things in one trip so that I get a bigger bang for my buck.
American Eagle offers a similar trade-in program. Drop off worn out clothing or even shoes and you get a code for $5 off. At J. Crew, you can drop off any item of swimwear, men's, women's, or children's, any brand, and get a $5 credit per item, up to 4 items at a time. That's $20. At Madewell, they want your old denim regardless of the brand. It doesn't matter how old your jeans are, the retailer will give you a $20 credit. Lululemon will give you a gift card up to $25 in exchange for gently used women's and men's clothing. PacSun also has a pre-loved program with ThreadUp, and Levi's allows you to trade in used denim in exchange for a gift card. The amount you get depends on how much the store thinks your old denim is worth.
And this is a great way to turn the old clothing, old brands you have into deals on new purchases.
Make sure to check retailers' websites to find other stores that have similar programs. There are also trade-in deals for electronics. Apple, Walmart, GameStop, and Best Buy all have buyback programs and accept things like phones, smartwatches, and video games. Mike Ludlam has your look at sports. When we come back, he'll have the highlights as the Pittsburgh Pirates visit the Brewers. That and more when we come back.
What do you do when your tire goes flat and there's no air anywhere to fix that? You reach for Bullseye Pro, the smarter, faster, hands-free way to fill it up with air. Bullseye Pro is equipped with a rechargeable lithium-ion power plant. So fast, so strong, and so convenient. It's like putting the power of an air compressor in the palm of your hand. Look, you can inflate all 4 tires of your car on a single charge, or inflate a bag full of soccer balls at practice. Bullseye Pro is so advanced, it has a built-in smart pressure digital sensor that gauges and automatically stops when the set tire pressure is reached. Plus, it can be 100% hands-free. You simply set the target pressure and walk away, keeping you out of harm's way. Bullseye Pro is lightweight, durable, and powerful enough to inflate this massive monster truck tire. Plus, it has 4 ultra-bright LED lights to safely inflate at night. Bullseye Pro comes with 3 custom air nozzles on board, so you can easily inflate pool toys, exercise balls, and more. Forget driving to the gas station. Bullseye Pro is your anywhere, anytime inflation station. Call or go online now and get the complete Bullseye Pro inflation system, all for the factory direct price of just $79.99. It comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free. That's right, free shipping. But to really inflate this offer, we'll give you a 50% discount on a second one. You get it all. An incredible value for one low price. Call or go online to order now.
To order, call 1-800-794-9110 or go to getbullseyepro.com. So call 1-800-794-9110. That's 1-800-794-9110 or order online at getbullseyepro.com.
Good evening, everyone. The 55th Upper Peninsula Sports Hall of Fame class of 2027 has been announced. It will be enshrined on May 8th at the Island Resort and Casino in Harris. More details will be announced next spring, but we do know who the people are. Kingsford's Kelly Allen finished in 8th place in the 2016 Paralympic Summer Games in kayak singles in Brazil. She also competed in downhill skiing for the Flivers and at the national level. Kingsford's Don Carlson was a Dream Team basketball player in the early 1990s, a 4-year starter at Lake Superior State, also played a couple other high school sports very well. Gordy Chin of Westwood, a successful coach in several sports and athletic director, and helped create the Patriots district back in the mid-1970s. John Crows won letters in track, basketball, and football in Ishpeming. Later, he was a track and football coach at Calumet with 22 straight appearances in the football playoffs. Hancock's Charles Lucchese was a Division II Defensive All-American at tackle for Michigan Tech in the mid-1960s, also accomplished in racquetball and hockey. No, that's not a misprint. Mike Ludlam has been a television sports director and anchor and reporter for more than 35 years at 2 stations. Westwood's Kevin Luke. This worries me a little bit. I'm going to have to sit next to Kevin Luke. Meanwhile, Westwood's Kevin Luke was an All-State honorable mention basketball player for the Patriots. He played and coached 4 seasons and coached for 27 seasons with the Huskies in basketball, winning 471 games, and was National Coach of the Year in 2002-03. Westwood's Troy Matson was an all-UP first-team basketball player in high school, scored more than 1,000 points in his career at NMU. He coached 5 Wildcat sports, men's and women's basketball, plus tennis and men's and women's golf. Marquette's John McCormick was a standout in football, basketball, and track in high school. He played 4 seasons of football at Michigan State in the late 1970s and at one time led the Spartans in fumble recoveries. Dr. Angela Gisfridi Van Wagner of Lakeland and Humboldt was an outstanding basketball, volleyball, and track runner for the Lakes. She played in a school record 130 basketball games at Michigan Tech and helped the Huskies reach the NCAA championship game in 2011. Congratulations to all. Speaking of the Island Resort and Casino, the group will open its new 9-hole golf course this Friday called Kishki. This will be a limited preview with a full opening set for next year. The layout marks the resort's third golf course, joining the award-winning Sweetgrass and Sage Run. Kishki is a Potawatomi word for cedar. Cedar is one of the 4 sacred medicines representing protection and purification. Limited tee times will be available exclusively online, and you can check that address on our website. Preview rounds will be offered at $45 per player. The architect is Paul Albanese, who designed Sweetgrass and Sage Run. Kearney natal graduate Hunter Eichhorn missed the cut at last week's Korn Ferry Golf Tournament in Utah. Eichhorn had a 2-day score of 4 under par, but that was not enough to keep him playing Saturday and Sunday. He only dropped 1 spot in the standings to 6th place. The top 20 will earn PGA cards for next season. Next stop for Eichhorn is the Pinnacle Bank Championship presented by Woodhouse in Omaha, Nebraska.
Get all the beer. Hang on, keep on going.
Greg Pond filled in for the late Al Goofus Amismaki on the Pocatello at the 50th reunion of the NMU hockey program. More than 150 players, families, and staff participated in weekend activities, including a golf scramble at the NMU course. Stories were shared, not sure how many of them were like fishing stories where the facts get a little exaggerated over the years, but we do know one thing. The memories are everlasting, especially when the program had a very fast start in the first 4 seasons.
I was 28 years old and starting something for the first time and just hoping that it worked and that we could win a hockey game. So 50 years later, here we are. That first team was so unique. And then, in year 4, an all-freshman team who became seniors played for a national championship. It's unheard of. Probably never happened again.
For me, it was a dream come true. Always something I wanted to do as a little kid, and be able to get to wear that Wildcat jersey is a lot of pride and something that something I'll never forget. I got a couple memories, a couple good memories, a couple goals, but not as many as some of the other guys. But I sure did enjoy my 4 years.
It is special, and I'm blessed to be part of it, obviously, and both as a player and as a coach, and leading the program right now. The feedback that we're getting from the players, they go to me, not only is this outstanding coach, the venues are awesome, everybody's having a good time. Already they're talking about when's the next one, when's the next one.
Pick out your favorite NMU hockey media guide. The current Wildcat hockey team opens the season at home October 2nd and 3rd against Miami University. Whiskey Disc took home the Craig Buck Buchanan Memorial Trophy as this year's winner of the U.S. National Guts Frisbee Tournament at Tourist Park in Marquette. Whiskey Disc had to do it the hard way, going through the losers bracket, and then defeated UP Hardwood, winning the final 2 games of the match. The final USA Guts Major tournament for this year is the U.S. Guts Open, September 5th and 6th in Lansing. The Negaunee Junior Baseball team won its first 2 games in the Central Division tournament in Midland, Michigan, but the last 2 games did not quite go as well, losing 11-0 and 13-0. Negaunee, though, finished 3rd of the 10 teams in the tournament with a 2-2 record. Well done, guys. Major League Baseball, the Pirates, the Brewers on a Tuesday in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Jackson Churio finds a pitch in his wheelhouse, and this is going to the right center field fence and over. His 14th home run of the season, maybe his first in a month, but okay, it's 1-0 Milwaukee, or 1-1 I should say. Then Andrew Vaughn with a solo home run to center field, his 5th. The Brewers go on to win this one by the count of 4-2, and we will be right back.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
We started back in 1913. Grandfather would go from door to door on a cart selling dry goods. It's great seeing people actually come in saying, my grandfather waited on you. We offer a wide selection of La-Z-Boy recliners, Smith Brothers Amish furniture. We also offer a wide selection of appliances, all with free delivery, and we'll set it up where you'd like. Being able to help the customer and satisfy what they're looking for in their house, making it the place that they want to be, has been one of the most rewarding things.
It's super, it's science, it's fiction.
What is it?
It's Super Sci-Fi Saturday night on MeTV. After Sven gets swept away in adventures beyond our world, promising spaceships, lasers, giants, other worlds, and robots.
I will do my part.
Super Sci-Fi Saturday night.
Saturday nights on MeTV 19.1.
Planes, trains, and Bronco. Kick up your spurs and set a spell with the fine folks of Gunsmoke, Bonanza, the Rifleman, and Wagon Train. Go west, young men. Go west.
Weekdays beginning at 1 p.m. on MeTV 19.1. Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
Andersen brand products are #1 in quality, and the Window Store is your local Andersen expert for installation and service of all Andersen windows and doors. From showroom to your home. Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store. Andersen is the #1 trusted window and door brand. The Window Store is the Upper Peninsula's clear choice for windows and doors. Now that's a perfect fit. From showroom to your home, Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store.
And a final check of your forecast as we prepare for your Wednesday, hitting that midweek point, and things are going to be pretty quiet. It's mostly rain-free, and I say mostly because there's a few leftover drops possible to the eastern half of the UP, but for us here in Marquette, we should be A-okay. Leave the rain gear at home. Temperatures are going to be on the cooler side into the lower 70s, so this is not technically seasonal, but depends where you are. If you're down towards Iron Mountain and other southern UP places, we get into the mid to upper 70s, which is seasonal, but some of that cloud cover and moisture does hang around, and it is going to flatline though into that low chance of rain for the majority of the day. We keep it that way for basically your Thursday. Also, we are not seeing too much rain in the forecast even through the weekend. The temperature outlook is slightly changing. Originally was warmer than average, and then we are going to start trending towards that near normal. So yes, cooler tomorrow, but we rebound those temperatures to the lower 80s, get back to exactly seasonal for the weekend with little rain into the mix, few scattered showers to start off the week, and temperatures back to the lower 70s.
Kelly, thank you again. And Mike, I know you're very humble. You're not looking to make a big deal about it, but you are going to be a member of the 2027 UP Sports Hall of Fame.
It is appreciated and honored and thrilled very much to be in the Hall of Fame, but let's face it, I'm probably the least athletic person that's going to be inducted. The Detroit Red Wings radio play-by-play man Bruce Martin of Sault Ste. Marie a number of years ago said he was probably the least athletic, if I recall correctly, and my thought about that is, well, Bruce, if you can skate, you have me beat already. You do not want to see me in a pair of ice skates. It's rather gross.
I would love that, Mike. But seriously, congratulations. That is a major accomplishment. And
I don't want to use all my material right now.
All right, save it for the big day.
Yes.
Mike, thank you. And thank you all for watching. Have a great night.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently,